Hello, how may I help you?
Hi, Lucas. How are you, brother?
I'm fine. How are you?
Let me ask you, what's your, do you know, are you good with dreams? Do you know how to analyze dreams? I had a doozy.
Absolutely.
Well, where do I begin? Oh,
Just by telling me about the dream
okay.
and or asking whatever question you have.
Okay, well, I myself am about 65, and my pappy passed
Okay.
when I was around 12. So it's been a long time since I seen my pappy. But was visited
Yeah.
in my dreams last night by my pappy. And it's a strange one, so bear with me. It's a little embarrassing, so I hope you forgive me.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I was sleeping in my bed. I was a little boy, and my pappy, he come in my room, and he lift the blanket, and he said, "More." He said, "More, my little Johnny." That's my name, Jonathan. He called me Little Johnny. He says, "More, little Jonathan." I had peed the bed, and it was soaking wet all the way. And the dream, there was so much urine. It was like I didn't stop, and the whole room was filling up with urine. And so he came swimming in, and he said, "Boy, little Johnny, let me turn the faucet off for you." And this is when it get real embarrassing because he put his mouth on, my, on my penis, my little penis, and he say, "Let me turn the faucet off for you, little Johnny." And he suck, and all of the urine come out, and turned it off with his mouth, and then the urine keeps slowly draining out of the room, and the urine. Well, I'm getting a little emotional. And the urine clear out, and when it was dry, my pappy lay down next to me in the bed, and he gave me a tender hug, and he kissed me on the neck, and he said, "Little Johnny, I just want you to know that anytime you need me to suck on your little penis, well, then he disappeared. He was a ghost. So what do you think about it?"
So let me ask you a question. When you were 12, before he passed, were you ever afraid of him?
Well, yes, because sometimes my pappy would come home, and he would, he was a nurse, and sometimes he would change colostomy bags of the old folks, and he would come smelling of urine at home, and I always thought that was a little strange, and I do think, yes, I was very terrified of my pappy.
Okay. Second question. Did you really pee the bed when you were young?
Oh, yes, I peed the bed a lot.
Okay.
In fact,
Okay.
I'm ashamed to admit it once again because it's quite embarrassing, but I sleep with rubber sheets because that habit, I'm afraid, has never, I'm afraid that habit has not left me.
Yes. So the beautiful thing about this dream is that in this dream can really be your breakthrough of being able to leave this pattern behind. So the metaphysical reason for peeing in the bed is fear of a parent, especially a male parent. So it makes sense that A, with the way you felt about him, that you would do it, and that B, that your memory of him would involve that. So the sucking away represents you sucking away this pattern. If I look at my father, think about it. In the dream, he was so sensitive, and he was so tender, and he was so loving, and he was so kind. So when he was here, you paid attention to the scary part. Now, years later, you're ready to move into this next part of your life. So
That's
you're
right.
ready to leave that pattern behind. So you focused on the tender part, the loving part. That tender and loving part was there when he was alive.
That's true.
That's just not what you focused on as a kid.
He
What'd
was
you say?
Well, that's true. He was very tender with the penis in the mouth, but the problem I'm having now, and I do think what you said was fascinating. I'm really struck by it. But the problem is I've got my wife and she has a thing. She likes, and I don't know how this all connect, but she liked to poop in the bed, I tell you. And I'm okay with it because well, my father used to poop in the bed and he thought it was a good time, but my wife is into it now, and I think it's a little uncomfortable to I love the wife, but I sometimes think there's a little too much poop in the bed.
Okay, so
Wait, real
that
quick. I
makes a
just
lot
want to
of sense.
say, real quick, hold on before you start talking. I just want to say also that in my dreams, I would poop in the bed too. And I used to poop and spray poop all over the room. And lately, and this is why I'm calling, the last few days, I'm just been squirting ropes of poop out of my butt all into my bed. And that's why I'm calling. I'm trying to figure out, is this some sort of source that this is coming from where I'm just squirting these ropes?
So what you're saying is that in your quest to move away from urinating in the bed, you think it may disrupt what your wife likes. So tell me again what
Well,
your wife
no,
likes. I
I'm just
really
worried.
can make sure.
I'm worried about that it might have something to do with this in my quest to get away from urinating in the bed, that it's now opened the door to squirting brown ropes in the bed. Just huge turd snakes.
Mhm. So what is it that your wife likes? What form does she prefer?
Well, my wife likes it when the poop's in the bed, and I think it's fine, every once in a while, but she asks me every evening. I try to go to the bathroom. I like to, let it out before the bedtime, but she says, no. She says, no, Johnny, I want you to poop right here in the bed. And she likes to cuddle, because we lost a child, and she likes to pretend that the poop is the child's. So she cut. So she,
Does it matter to her which one of yours, whether it's hers or yours, in terms of pretending it's the child?
Well, it's just the most important thing, not so much about the child, is just that I've been shooting these ropes of snake-like poop in the bed, just splattering them all in around the bed and peeing in the bed, and just it's a wild situation.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean
Well, I
that
think what I want to do.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I feel like that's the most important part of the conversation. I keep bringing
And
up
you're
my
right.
wife. I keep bringing up my wife and all this other stuff, but really it's about me just squirting these brown snake ropes, just shooting these snake ropes out. It,
So I totally get it, and I do think that's important. But we have to relate it back to the dream. The dream is what started this conversation. And so I think that there's some significance to the fact that your peeing in the bed is a concept of fear of a parent who is the male parent. So when you started telling me about your wife, it made me think about the actual activity that your father did in the dream.
and
So tell me
I
again
gotta
exactly what
I gotta
he
tell
did.
you real quick. One last thing is that I don't. When I say my wife, I should make it clear that I mean my pillow, because I don't actually have a wife. I have a pillow.
Okay,
But to me that
got
is
it.
but to me that is my wife. And 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 and
So
and
what
and
about
and
the
I
child?
and I'm well, it's a little ball of cotton inside of the pillow. Is and that-
I,
but to me
I,
it's a real baby, and I want to just say that when I'm squirting these snake like 4 feet.
Johnny?
I'm sorry, when I'm when I'm squirting these 4 feet snake-like ropes of poop snake ropes in my bed, I'm starting to put that onto my pillow wife, and I'm starting to project that she's doing that, but it's really me, and I'm by myself, and I'm a bit ashamed to admit, to come out just right out of the gate and admit that. So that's my problem.
That's okay. I want you to be yourself, Johnny. So can we please go back to the dream? Tell me the part again about what your dad was doing to get rid of the urine.
So my daddy had my little baby penis in his mouth, and he kept on sucking him, but it.
Yeah, I think there's some significance there. I think that's the key. The key is that your father, who was the source,
just to make it clear, just not to interrupt, but I just want to let you know that one important part of my dream is that my daddy was actually in my dream was a pillow. So it
wasn't your real father?
No.
It wasn't your real pappy?
No, in the dream, my pappy was a beautiful, like a long pillow, like one of those like the kind of pillows you put it between your legs and cuddle with. And in my dream, and when I say suck, I think more accurately would be brushed up against, because he was a pillow. And I'm so confused and contorted about these things, but I don't know. I just think that it's more. I'm fighting against being truthful with you, and then the fantasy that the lies, the truthfulness and the lies.
So my question is, do I pee, or should I pee, or should I poop in the bed?
Well, I think that's a good question, Johnny. But I think a deeper way to look at it is, what does it mean when you visualize your wife when you're awake and your father when you're asleep?
But they're both pillows. Oh.
Exactly. That's the significance right there. That's where you really have to look and say, what does that mean that I'm... Because you had a real passion.
There's another piece of information. It's important that you should know that I'm an heir to a large pillow company. I can't say which because it's very private. And I only grew up around pillows. And I only have pillows around me. And I'm very rich, so I've sent away all human interaction and only pillow interaction. So, and people that help me and work with me are in giant pillow suits. And that could be a part of it. And I've been living that way for the last 17 years. But I don't know.
Now, your real pappy died when you were 12. Is that correct?
That's right.
He really did work at the hospital and deal with those colostomy bags, correct?
Oh, well, that was the poppy that was my pillow, but my real poppy was the owner. He established a big pillow company. I don't want to say which one it was, of course, but the one that was changing colostomy bags as a nurse, well, that one was a pillow.
Oh, I see. Now it all makes sense to me, Johnny.
So what do you think? So
what
what do you think I should do? Like, just I'm gonna let you talk and sort of let me know what you think.
Well, Johnny, I think that both pee and poop represent parts of your life that you want to release, parts that you want to get rid of, to excrete. So the form doesn't really matter. What matters is that you continue to have a method to be able to take all the things that you deal with in life and be able to release them. So the question of which form of release should I use is less important than should I release? And the answer is yes. You have to release, because it's really a symbol. It's a symbol for what has gotten you this far in life. It's your ability to be able to take in things and then be able to release them so you're not holding on to them. That's the real significance here, Johnny.
That's incredible that you were able to decipher that. So I will tell my wife that you said I will keep shitting in the bed, and that's fine. And that, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Lucas.
Lucas, thank you so much. I will keep shitting in the bed. And I'll tell my wife that Lucas told me I need to release. God damn it, right? And so I will keep shitting until the sun comes up. Because, boy, you got to shit the bed sometimes. And if that sometimes is every night, then by golly, I'll shit the bed every damn night. Amen.
I hear you. I hear you, Johnny. I really do.
Oh, brother. All right. Well, Lucas, I tell you, I recommend it to you. It's a very cathartic situation to shit in your own bed, and I recommend it to you. Will you give it a shot for me?
Hey, I'm open to everything and anything in this life, Johnny.
I also just want to say that I called in. I paid for the Guinness World Book of Records people to come, and I do squirt the longest brown snake ropes out of my butt in my bed. And I think I might get a Guinness World Record for that. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's at least bright light in my life. So I thought I'd let you know about that.
That would be incredible. It really would. Thank you for sharing that, Johnny.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for your call, buddy.
Thank you for listening. I hope that you'll be pooping in your own bed and cuddling it like
poop in your own bed.
Appreciate you. All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye
Take care,
now.
John.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
So I have a question.
Wow.
Are we real quick.
Oh my God.
Anybody here skate?
Whoa. Wait, we got a lot to talk
We
about.
need to unpack what just happened here.
Well, all I can tell you is fucking Ethan's comedic sensibilities. I'm like, stop! Like I keep trying to reroute it. Like you're talking about like child rape. I'm like, can we make this more about like?
No, it was a
absurd,
dream.
silly
It was
shit?
a dream.
But let's,
For God's sake.
the headline here is how that guy calmly encouraged you to never stop shitting for the rest of your life.
Pull your mic a little closer.
Oh, your
yeah.
mic.
Like
No,
that's
these
the
people,
headline.
I have to say, these people
I was
are
legitimately
very
impressed.
tender.
I was really impressed. Like the type of people who are going to be calling this person up are
Yeah.
people who are at the end of their rope, who have a lot of legitimate problems, and you could just like scam them. And this guy's like, at least this is a voice to talk to. He's like kind. He's gentle. I'm pretty impressed with
I
his
have to
phone
say,
psychics.
He was
2
a
for
sweetheart.
2.
The guy was
Yeah, 2 for 2,
2
man.
for
The guy was
2.
a fucking
First one didn't want to
sweetheart.
take your money.
There's
Second one was just
no
like,
doubt about
you
that.
couldn't phase him, by the way.
If that was my real problem in life, that guy helped me.
Like, that was, I think he's like a good therapist
also-
calling himself
And he's like,
a
if you've been
psychic.
shitting the bed for 17 years, you know, now's not the time to stop.
Yeah.
Keep shitting that bed, little Johnny.